Love. Oi. Camera. No, of course. Lovely. Okay. Sure, I'm up and running. I think everything's working all right. Oh, so I have to get started. If you're watching this recording, somebody will be here soon, I'm sure. Just a little bigger. Oh, I turned the head too hard. She's not like that much of an angle. Just that I didn't cut in hard enough, or hey Chikage, hey Akil. Good evening or good morning, depending on where you're at. For me, it's a morning. Good evening for both of you. Both of you. Oops. Yeah. Arthritis test result and it was negative? That's good. Did you think you had arthritis? Arthritis, Chicago? What made you think that? This is too hard. Your nose is just like a little ball. For a good year, wrist pain, swelling of fingers, and other things. Guess it really is stress. Oh man, I'm sorry. There's lots of good wrist stretches that you can do. Like obviously stress is a whole other thing, but there are wrist stretches you can do to help relieve stress. I learned them from a guy on YouTube who basically said he had like arthritis or something really bad on his wrists that he couldn't really move them, and he did these, and at first they were really painful, and then after a while it was gone. I'll leave that there for now. Oh, and went to get my lower back checked out. As you have pain, turns out I have weak bones due to calcium deficiency. Bro, you need to get more calcium. That's okay. I actually have. I found out a while back that my spine, I guess, is not fully fused at the very bottom, like where my pelvis is. So it can shift slightly. And there was this, I thought I had like a weird disease or something, because I was feeling pain like slowly spread throughout my body, kind of like an achy pain. It turns out my spine was shifting enough to lean on some of my nerves in my back, and your nerves are super weird, so they started, like, they're connected to everything, so it started to give me that achy pain. So I had to go through physical therapy. I still do it now, to strengthen those back muscles, so that they move away from my nerves. I'm having my semester exams at the moment. I'm just hoping in stream to see how everyone's doing. Oh, nice. Every time I talk to you, Akil, it seems like you're always got some exams going on. Ooh, babe. Doesn't even make any sense. The lines are so crispy. Thank you, Very Odd Noodles. Right now, the cheek and the perimeter right here of her face is confusing the crap out of me, so I'm trying to work on that. Some things I can't see because her I feel like that helps a lot when you draw the neck when you do a head, because you know right away if it's like too thick or too thin. Like if the neck is like a tree trunk, then you know you made the face too wide. Like I can't, for whatever reason, I can't always tell that I've made the face too wide until I draw the neck, and then I'm like, ah, I see it now. Hi, Kareem. So I shouldn't do that. Hi, baby. Hang on one second, guys. Oi. My wife is taking our dog out. It's your birthday tomorrow, Akio? That's awesome. Are you doing anything? Oh, that's the band. Okay. I'm gonna draw these first as strands. This is gonna be too difficult. Thank you, Outlaw. Doing my best. Actually, I'm not going to draw the bandana. We'll just leave it at that. Hey, McCool. Can't necessarily see what's happening. We'll just do that. I'm not gonna fuss around too much with the hair. Definitely messed up his face. Tomorrow's June 7th. Not, I don't know. Well, yeah. Happy early birthday, Akil, if we don't see you tomorrow. I hope you find something fun to do. Alright, let me try this nose one more time before we leave this piece behind. It's pretty much a straight shot down. If anything, it's a little curved in. Out, comes back in, and then it's like a ball. Oh boy. This is probably able to come in a little. Oh no, that just ruins the proportion. Damn it! Bye, Akil. Hi, 4. I was watching old anime and drawing. What old anime? The proportions of this are all screwed up. The eyes are too big. God damn. I basically have to redo this whole thing. Question is, do I want to? Because that took 30 minutes. Beast Hunter? I don't think I've ever heard of it. Beast Hunter. No, don't know anything about this. There's this channel that uploads niche 90s anime. I watch it just as background noise. Oh, like on YouTube? That's interesting. Alright, I am actually going to try to redo this. Sorry if this is boring. It's right, so I'm not bored yet. So I actually uploaded the emojis, but apparently you only can upload 4 until you have 2 subscribers to your membership, and then you can upload 5 more, and I made 10. So that's super annoying. I wish I knew that sooner. I only made 1. I'm gonna explain it on a little post. I only made 1 channel membership badge because I literally spent hours trying to come up with ones and I just couldn't do it. And I don't necessarily think my ideas are bad, I just can't execute on the vision. This song is annoying me. I just can't execute on the vision the way that I would want to. Which, you know, is a struggle for all artists. I just don't want to spend days and, well, at this point it wouldn't really be days. I would just struggle and then nothing would happen. The only reason I was able to make the emojis of my face in different things and kind of get away with it, even though some of them are not like the best, is because I have experience drawing that. Drawing basically anything else just was terrible. So we'll be going with that, and then I will improve upon them in the future, you know? I don't want to get stuck on emojis and never go anywhere. I know I'm going to get better at it. I just have to give myself some grace and time. I think sometimes it's really easy to forget. Like when you look at other people's channels, like they have a ton of emojis and a bunch of different stuff, and it's easy to forget that they didn't start there. They didn't have all of that. They had like a small selection. Like I just said, you can only add 4 emojis, so they can only have 4 in the beginning. And then you get 9 when you get 2 people to subscribe. So it's that whole starting small mentality. It's really easy to forget sometimes. The nose is not too bad, so I'm gonna leave that. Still bummed me out, but you know, like I said, we will get better. Seen channels that try to enforce badges and memberships and fancy thumbnail art before they even establish an audience. Yeah, it's like the equivalent of everybody who gets concerned with making a logo when they're trying to build a business and they forget about everything else. Like my business is based around art and helping others, and also the mental health surrounding art, so like getting stuck on emojis is not helping me. And it's not helping you guys either. It's just a way for you guys to support me if you want to. There's obviously no pressure to subscribe whatsoever. And I'll make that very clear when I make a post about it. When I gave home my prices... Oh! I had someone ask me, commission me to do thumbnail art for his gaming channel, and we gave him my prices. He awkwardly told me he didn't have a budget yet, and hoped he'd pay me once he started making money from it. You don't need fancy thumbnails and fluff in the beginning. Yeah, and it's really good for you to learn that on your own. Otherwise, when somebody gives you thumbnail art for your channel, you're not gonna know if it works or if it's any good. Like this is how people end up screwing you over. It's like the people who don't understand how to manage money, but they have somebody take care of their money. I'm like, how do you not know that? How do you know if they're stealing from you? Like, it's such an easy thing to do from people who don't know how to manage their money. That's why people get stolen from all the time. You need to understand this stuff before you hire somebody to do it for you, or you're not going to have the knowledge to know whether what somebody's doing for you is good. There are exceptions to that rule, obviously. Uh, Being a streamer YouTuber is just the 2020s equivalent of starting a band. Big dreams with extremely small chance of success because everyone else also wants to be a star. Yeah, I think it definitely is like that. Like now that everybody is sort of established when YouTube started, it's so much harder now to stand out. I mean, there's a lot of people who made channels that are just complete and utter nonsense, like the ones where you just have random it's funny how these channels make a shit ton of money, but it's the ones where it's just like a voiceover to like random motivational stuff, and it's always like it's motivational or money related or something, like amping people up. There's always stupid channels like that. But if you actually do something that you care about, like this, it takes a lot of investment. That was a lot of fixing. Still looks wonky the other way. I wonder if it looks... No, hers actually... Or hers. Her face looks normal this way. Well, I learned a lot either way. Yeah, you can be successful, just believe in yourself. Yes, yes, exactly. It doesn't quite work like that, unfortunately. I mean, it is very important to believe in yourself, but you can't just use belief and then pay somebody off to do all the stuff that's important. Or try to get stuff from people for free like that person was trying to do to you. That's ridiculous. Did anybody see that? I didn't follow it super closely, but I don't know if anybody saw that crazy Twitter drama with that some VTuber artist that like ran a raffle and then somebody won. It was for free, and then they kind of, I don't know if they disappeared or like it was taking them a long time, but then the person who won it for free like bullied them on Twitter to the point that they decided to quit. And there were people taking both sides of the equation. It was just such a weird conversation. People, it was very clear that people who get stuff for free are very entitled. I mean, they made some good points about the raffle and stuff, but like, I feel like people do not consider what they offered was so much work and effort for free. The mental health of that person comes first. There's a sweetest saying that I love that goes, belief is something you do at church. Her eyes, yeah, her. You mean her like, the irises? They're looking like, one's looking over here, and the other one's kind of straight at you. Yeah, it's not perfect. The structure is really sound, though. And that's more what I'm going for. Probably. Our eyes aren't perfectly connected to each other, they focus on the same object individually. Otherwise we won't be able to cross our eyes. Oh yeah, that makes sense. It'd be weird if your eyes were connected. You'd like move one and the other one would just shift with it. Eyes are too far apart and too low. Too far apart. I don't know why I drew them so far apart. Could it be around there? Oh, it's probably the eyebrow. One of the things I always make the mistake of is if you ever draw things like you draw a box or whatever and you stop connecting the lines, your brain makes like this weird thing with this gap or these gaps, and you end up adjusting, like not knowing where the line is gonna be, and it like obviously a box you can make it any size, but for something with like a face, you can see this gap here. It messes with the spacing because if this was over where it was supposed to be, like that, the eye would probably be all tucked in its right spot. And then I wouldn't have screwed up where the eye was. So I have this weird habit of like not connecting lines, and then I end up adjusting the rest of the figure to match. Oops. Hey, Noodles. I will never stop mentally drooling over how good your line work is. It's so satisfying to look at. Same vibes as a cold, refreshing glass of lemonade on a hot summer day. That is very kind of you. I definitely appreciate where my lines have gotten. I think the real next step in which I started doing with this sort out online stuff is inking, because all my lines are very sketchy. They're quite finished. It's not like I'm over here going like, you know, messy and trying to draw in the hair. Oh, there's a lot of artists that do this and then they'll go and do a finished sketch on top of it. And I can draw quickly and do stuff like that sometimes. It's just not. I like to take my time on things. That's all. Still gonna tuck that in a little bit. Stuck this nose out a bit more. That one was better. Oops. I I can already tell. Even once I start filling stuff in and like inking it or whatever, it starts to bother me, you know? Because it's something that I never really spent time on, but you know. God, I'm gonna just leave that undone because it just looks so bad. Okay. Flash silver eye, bring the tip out. I appreciate that, but I try not to take any backseat art during stream. It just encourages people to give too much advice where it's not really asked for. Let him struggle, yeah, exactly. I think that makes it so cool. Each line is well executed. No, don't worry about it, Clash. You're new. It's just some people just have different. Typically, most artists don't like to get unwarranted advice. It's kind of, there's a weird craving to want to give it, you know. You want to help people and stuff too, so you're thinking it's being very helpful, but then it ends up not really being wanted, and it seems like a odd thing. But yeah, it is true. You have to let people struggle with stuff. Especially over stream, like there could be really obvious stuff that I'm missing, and yeah, if you ask first, more than likely I'll probably say go ahead. Sometimes I won't. It just depends. I appreciate the comment, Noodles. Yeah, it's just I think I feel like everybody has this, but you have this weird perfectionism in art, and I've always had this I don't know if you've seen a lot of illustrators nowadays who are really good, mind you. Their drawings are really bad because they practice illustration. Their illustration skills are like top notch, but when you see them draw for an illustration, it's really not very good. Like the structure is all broken, and nothing that needs to be perfect at all because they're trying to get to the painting. I'll take my standing break with you guys while I explain this. Oy. But there's that perfectionist in me that, like, I don't want any stage of my drawing to be ugly, so I think I focused so much on the sketchy part. Hey, CEO of Cats. I focused so much on the sketching part that now my sketches have become quite decent. Like, obviously there's knowledge I'm missing, and I don't do things perfect. But the lines look nice, like you said, Noodles, which I'm pretty happy with. But the moment I do anything else, inking, painting, like everything starts to break down. Because I've practiced those parts less. I would say painting I'm better at. Inking is like zero, next to zero skill. It's a lot easier to fix things at the painting stage too. Than in drawing, because you can kind of massage things around a little bit with the paint, whereas with lines it's a lot harder to massage. things back into position. So I think that's why people can get really good at illustration and kind of be bad at drawing, because it's a different skill set, even though they do, coalesce. So yeah, what you're seeing here, the reason why the lines are good is because I got very obsessed with making sure my sketches didn't look ugly before I painted them, which made me ignore every other step of the process. I would snap if I had 10 to 20 people backseating me when I'm drawing, even if it was well intentioned. Yeah. Oh yeah, that would be not fun. I always found it useful to get feedback on my work, so that's where I'm coming from. Yeah, of course. Feedback on your work is, it's incredible. There honestly is no replacement for it. Like for a good teacher, because you get an immediate, not necessarily a fix, because sometimes it's just, nudging you in the right direction, but you get immediate problem solving on the piece that you were struggling with, right? And they'll be able to show you all the areas that you could have improved something. And there is no replacement for that. That's going to help you learn 1,000 times faster. But chances are, like when you're on stream like this or something, the advice is not going to be helpful. And not because, you've got somebody who's inexperienced, which can happen too, but because when you have a teacher, they're usually drawing or painting on top of your work, or taking a copy and drawing on that so they don't mess up your original. When you just, tell people this is what you should fix, like, oh, the eye is too close or something, it's less informative. And then also, if you have like a chorus of like 20 people telling you all the things that are wrong with your drawing, they may be seeing things that like you've done for stylistic choices that they're seeing as wrong, but you're okay with. And you have to let that natural growth and progression to let somebody sort of push in the right. Being a good teacher is an art, right? You have to be able to nurture somebody's own skill and taste without shoving in your own like opinion of things. There's this artist that draws just likes to draw very hippie women. I forget what the heck his name is, but the women just have like giant hips and legs, right? That's his style. That's the way he goes for things. And if somebody came in and was like, bro, you're drawing the hips too big, and you have 20 people telling you that the hips are too big, like, and he's like, no, this, he may not have never nurtured that style if he had like done all that on stream, right? So that's his thing. You just never know. So that's just a couple of reasons, but really it's about being, it's about two things. One is about how good it is to be a good teacher, like that's really important and hard to do. And two is being able to nurture somebody so that you don't move them off the path that they were going on. My wife texted me. She's walking my dog, and we have a white car, and I guess Keanu is my dog, Keanu. He keeps stopping at white cars because he thinks I'm in them. Such a cute boy. The sketch doesn't have to be pretty, it has to be helpful for when you paint or ink on top of it. Yes, I know, it's that perfectionist in me. I never got away from it. But we're moving into inking now, so we're getting ugly inks to hopefully to get to pretty ones. Art is hard to explain with words, I suppose. Yeah, it is. I mean, that's why we communicate through pictures, right? And by pictures, I mean art, not photographs. Although we can do that too. There are at least like 50,000 artists who draw like that. Yeah, no, this one's heavily exaggerated, and I can't remember the name of the person. It's very iconic. If you saw it, you would know. Oh, yeah. My baby boy is very sweet. If one of us ever leaves and comes back, he'll get all excited on the walk. It's very, very cute. Ethan Becker? No, I don't think it's Ethan. I'm pretty sure I know who you're talking about. No. He's not a YouTuber. If the sketch being imperfect affects your inking and painting, then that's how it's useful for you. True. I heard an artist say that the final product is only as good as the foundation, and that hit me hard. Yeah. I forget this really awesome metaphor that my teacher gave us. It was something to do with spaghetti or something. He was basically trying to say, like, I'll use cake because it makes more sense, but like, if you have a crumbled, broken cake and you try to add the little details of frosting on top, it's not going to make it any better. It's just still going to be a shit cake, right? That foundation is really important. Whether or not the foundation breaks rules and stuff, it still has to be sturdy. And adding any details on top of that, if it's not sturdy, will just, like, if it looks like shit, it's still gonna look like shit afterwards. There's only so much you can hide, you know? And there's less that you can hide in, like, simplified drawings. The more simplified you get, like, less lines, the harder it becomes, even though it looks easier, because it's kind of elegant in its simplicity. Yeah, but we're finally done with emojis, and we have a couple of flat colors that we're going to be working on for the Sword Art Online stuff, and then it's going to be full-on painting for probably a few months, at least. And we'll see how that goes. And that will hopefully, you know, bring me up to professional illustrator status. We'll learn how to actually use Paint Tool Sai. I would say readability is most important. Structure, using values to create visual contrast. Yeah, clarity is super important. Again, even if you break all the rules and your character looks super wonky, as long as it's clear, you're golden. If it's all messy, no detail will save you. I think a lot of people seem to forget that. But it's also okay, you know, when you're learning to detail. This is the problem with, like, some of that kind of advice, right? Because if you think your drawings are crappy all the time, you're never going to get to that detail stage to practice it. Thankfully, it's that whole roller coaster effect where your skill level, like, you generally start where what your eyes see, what you see in your head is the same as your skill level. And then all of a sudden it drops. And what you see in your head is not what you can do. And then it slowly starts to meet as you practice until your skill level is very close to what you see and imagine in your head. And all that's happening there is that you're learning so much that Like, you're starting to see all the stuff that you were missing, and then all of a sudden you see more stuff that you're missing, and it drops back down again. So you're not going to run into a scenario where you actually will think that your drawings are good, and that you can bring them to a finish and a polish and practice those stages without always thinking that just because you're just starting out, all of your stuff is garbage. Common rookie mistake is thinking that adding details everywhere will make it better, but if it all looks like a bundle of lines from afar, it's just not going to catch people's attention. Yeah. And it's hard, like, there's so many things to focus on when you're a beginner too, so like a lot of times people don't get to look at the silhouette and the readability, and that's like another step into the whole journey. And that's okay. If the like silhouette, the readability is not super clear, but you were working on like how to render something. Hi, Jino. Alright, let's get back to it. I will say that drawing the heads bigger does make it take longer to do each head. Let's see. I'll do this one. Is that the end of it? Okay. I have no idea who this is. If this is like a series of characters from something, you'd have to let me know, because I don't know any of these. Oh, are they really? I don't recognize them. If someone knows who they are, let me know. I may have turned that too hard. We did a really useful exercise in comics school on it. We had to depict a scene with a foreground, middle ground, background, use only black and white silhouettes. Oh, that's a good exercise. All indies. Oh, okay. Thank you, Yanray. One in red is friends with Rubber Ross. Okay. You follow the one with silver hair. Oh, this one. Silver and long fox ears. They all look really cool. Great VTuber designs. It would be cool to become like a partial VTuber. Like, I don't mind showing my face, but to use my comic version of me occasionally would be really fun. I do want to use it in like educational art stuff. That's part of the reason why I'm so adamant on creating it. Shit, that might be too far back. Far. No, that's about it. I don't remember their names, but occasionally come across them. If I remember correctly, they're more on the loot side. That would make sense considering the, I mean, aside from this last one here, they've all got some cleavage action going on. A half-tuber. Yeah, exactly. They're very pretty. I started to like because she does art too. Ninomai or something. Ninomai Inanis. Is that how you say it? It's like they're musical artists and like digital artists and streamers. It's a from Hololive, and I don't even know what that is either. I really gotta have somebody who knows more about this give me an education, like, about what all this is, because I don't understand any of it. Yeah, she inspired me with a bunch of like her emojis and stuff. Like when I saw her, because I'm not subscribed to, or yeah, no, I'm not a member of anybody's thing. But when you click join and you see all their emojis and stuff, it looks really cool. Hololive is an agency that VTubers work for, like a publisher or record label. Oh, okay. Is it in Japan? Because she speaks English. But it, obviously it's all anime stuff, so it seems like it's a very much Japan thing. Part of the English branch. Oh my god. So there's multiple branches? Okay. Wow, yeah, I'm gonna need a serious educational deep dive into Hololive. Or just VTubers in general. Yeah, because they're so cool. Like, look, if you look at Ina's channel, like, they have music videos where people use After Effects really well. Like, it's an artist conglomerate of stuff. Like, somebody makes cool thumbnails. I'm sure she does some of them. All of it around her character. That's such a cool thing to me. I love that. Entirely sure how to get this nose working. VTubing is like an industry already. The agency provides them with the budget to commission artists and editors for the VTubers. Yeah, that's cool. But there's VTubers that are not a part of Hololive, right? And they still do a similar thing. Like, they make all their thumbnails with their VTuber, and they make original art and videos. Like, there's a whole ecosystem of people, not just the VTubers themselves, but the artists that do artwork for VTubers. They do After Effects for VTuber videos. Oh, so that's why they're called indie, because that's what Yanrei said before. They're indie VTubers. So that's what these ladies are. Oh, and there's other agencies. Okay. Damn. You guys are really all caught up on this. I don't know anything about this. Okay. We are... It's hard to take things that have been super... Because I try to land more realistic. Like obviously the realistic nose and the mouth and stuff, so I have to pull back the stylization just a tad. And it's really hard sometimes. Suppose I can do it like this. I sound like I'm into VTubing. I don't actually care about it. It's okay. Remember the other day when you were making fun of me for being a furry? This is your moment of being a crazy Hololive fan. I shouldn't say that. You're not crazy. There's no equivalent word. A Hololiver? Is there like a name for people who like this stuff? They often pick fan art for their thumbnails. The lucky ones get to work on official works. For indies, they just happen to have the funds to facilitate. Interesting. Okay. That's pretty cool. At least they kind of involve their community that way. That's awesome. Maybe I made the eyes too big. We'll find out. Oh, and she's winking. That will make a bit of difference. Trying to figure out how it would look like if they were... If she was making like a little pursed up face. I don't know how to do that. How would you draw and simplify the mouth when doing facial expression, for example? I'm trying to figure that out right now, Gino. Like, trying to hope that the little expression gives me kind of like a clue as to how to do it in the non-super stylized version. That makes us even, I guess. Okay, good. 4. That's hard. I'm not gonna lie. I just basically gave her cute tiny lips. I don't know. Alright, see you, cats. Catch you later. Bye, Chikage. I'll see you guys tomorrow if you're around. Try doing a star to show slight opening of the mouth. Yeah, that doesn't make much sense to me. But it's okay. You don't have to give me advice. Yeah, I don't know how that would work. Whoop. Okay, we got that. Comes in like that. I think I'm almost getting Princess Peach vibes, but just gotta keep going. I'm sure I will figure this out. Hey, Jesus. Damn it. There we go. Can't pull from the wrong direction. Show circle art. Cool. Why am I looking at this? I'm assuming we're looking at the same thing. Is this someone you like or something? Cool. Just add in a little costume here, why not? Oh. Oh, not perfect, but not the worst. I like it. is a little far over. I don't mind if I just select it real quick. Thank you. Normally I don't do this, but today, or on this particular part, I don't mind, because the neck is really... that big of a deal at the moment. Okay. And thank you for. I don't think I have enough time for another one, but. So did you, which was not as successful. This one was a little bit more successful, and that one came out even cooler. So we improved each time. That's always a good thing. Yeah, the bigger heads definitely take longer, and now that I'm starting to try to fill in things like eyelashes and stuff, they're basically finished drawings at this point. I just would have to actually ink them to really finish them. Improvement is always key, yeah. Sometimes too, the first drawing or two of the day is just like takes a minute for your head to like get in alignment with whatever you're supposed to be doing. So it happens. I'm not sure what we're gonna do tomorrow. Maybe either more drawing, or we might play a game. We haven't actually done that for a while. And I've been super busy, so a game might be a perfect way to relax and just chat. Anybody have any good weekend plans? I don't actually know what I'm doing this weekend. Hi, Mr. Fahrenheit. We're almost done today, but hello. Two birds, one stone moment. I guess. No, yeah, it is. It is a two birds, one stone, for sure. Weekend plans is to sleep. Sleep is good. You should be getting good rest all the time, though. You're gonna paint and relax. It's gonna rain all weekend here, so no use in going out. If you guys didn't know, I'm gonna tell a story, but Or is trying to paint animals, and they asked me for a picture of my dog, and you did such an amazing job. I showed my family for just the start that you had done. That was very Line Decker inspired, and everybody loves it so much. My wife keeps asking if we can go to Sweden and come pick up the finished version. Oh gosh. It looks really good, honestly. You captured him so well. I really love it. Speed revised sociology, I suppose. Can't even draw because I have garbage time management. I have terrible time management too. I'm getting better at it slowly. I'm definitely a lot better at it now than I was a couple years ago, I would say. You just gotta start small with something Honestly, it's really the easiest way and the best way. Because if you try to get all like super organized with schedule and writing everything down and everything, it just, you'll never do all of it, and you'll just drop that in a day or two. You got to do something that's tiny, that's easy to start with, and then slowly change everything. Kind of like how I said with the emojis. Like, you look at some people who are super organized, and you think that they just had it all together all at once, and it took little baby steps. Just a lot of people are unwilling to go through the baby steps. They don't understand, or they just don't know. It was really fun to paint. I regret doing it on the shittiest board I had. You can't even tell it was on a bad board. I'm glad it was fun to paint though. But yeah, when I started getting back into drawing, which was the launch of this whole YouTube thing and everything, I dropped down the amount of time that I was going to draw to 30 minutes a day, because I was like, I can't do it for myself. It's not happening. The book Atomic Habits really helped me too, because he talks about how to make habits, good habits, and get rid of bad ones. And he basically tells you to, whatever activity you want to do that you're not doing, bring it down to the lowest level of time where you can tell yourself, I can do this, where there's no more resistance in your head to be like, I can't do that. Even if it's 1 minute. And there was a period of time where I did that. But I dropped it down to 30 minutes, and I drew at 30 minutes almost every day. Just consistency. I would always miss like 1 day a week, I think. And then I increased it to an hour and 2 hours. And now I'm comfortable drawing mostly for any time that I want. But it took a while to get to that stage. Finding out it's possible to develop time management skills is low-key comforting to hear. I think people forget that almost everything that we do as humans is a skill that you have to improve on. People think you're just supposed to be good at stuff, and it's really important to remember in your head, like, I am new to this, and it's okay to be bad at it. Like, even something as simple as like giving yourself, like telling yourself positive things and stop telling yourself negative things. It takes practice. Grinding my skills to hopefully start taking commissions. Oh, that's cool. I took commissions once and I didn't really like it. I'm riding the train of trying to be totally independent. But I do know people who like commissions. And they do really cool artwork with them as well. And it definitely challenges you, I'm sure, to do stuff that's like outside your comfort zone sometimes. Sometimes they get to do stuff that they like, but you know, obviously you're going to get commissions that are going to be outside your comfort zone too. Good luck with your grinding your skills. Do things that challenge you. That will help you improve faster and more efficiently. It's more frustrating sometimes, but as long as you have a good mentality about it and know that you're learning, you'll improve faster. And if you're getting too frustrated, lower the difficulty. Alright guys, I'm going to let you all go. Have a good rest of your evening or day, depending on where you are. And I'll be back on tomorrow. And we'll hang out, either draw some more or play a game. I'm not sure yet, but I'll figure it out. Get you all tomorrow, if you're there, or next week, if not. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, everyone, for Very Odd Noodles, Yanrei, McCool, Jino, if you're still there, Mr. Fahrenheit. Thanks for stopping by at the end. Bye, guys. Bye.